Welcome back to the After Fish After Show. I am the Great Went, joined by T. How we doing tonight, T?
Doing good, man. How are you doing?
All right, all right. It was I had a little emergency, a faux emergency pop up to deal with. So we didn't do the member hang. Sorry to all the members. We will be back at it tomorrow. What did you think of the show?
Uh, it was first set. Oh, whatever we'll talk about. Second set, I thought was uh, a couple good. I think the second set to me kind of had a jam for everyone. It felt like you got a lot of. There was blissful almond jam. There was breakdown. There was bleeps and bloops. There was like raging. Like it was a
Sludge.
fun sludge. It was a fun second set, I think. I think if you were there at the beach dancing in the sand, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, we can get into it. First set was okay, but I thought second set really brought it.
All right. Well, the first set, okay, Blaze won, and a shout out to Scott Marks for calling that on the lot yesterday, being the opener yesterday. He was a day late there, but got it. Solid. I like Blaze one as a 9 minute tune. Good for them. I was like that. That bodes well for what's coming tonight. It's a hot
I
one to
think,
come out the gate.
yeah, I think in that place, a 9 minute blaze on works there because, like we've said before, I don't know, maybe it's time as a massive 18-minute, 15-minute jam vehicle is over, but those were fun days when it was doing that. So if it's going to be this other thing, I kind of like it in the opening spot. It's a fun little tone setter, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak. So,
On the
and at nine
beach.
minutes, it felt like it could have gone longer, but in the one slot, you're not going to get, like it was a solid 9 minute jam.
Right. And hopefully everybody was blazing one. Um, this is probably my highlight of the set was the plasma. I really dig the
Yeah.
song. I like the groove that it gets into. It's not, your common fare, I don't think, for Fish. I guess it's a Trey tune originally, but was very happy to hear it. Felt like it got fleshed out just a little bit. Um, but a lot of times plasma is way short. So I'm glad that it pushed 9 minutes.
Back to back 9 minute openers, which was nice. Yeah. Plasma in the two spot worked. I thought, yeah, it was you could highlight. Yes, I mean it was a highlight. I don't know if it was my top song of the set, but it was a highlight for sure to get it in there. And at 9 minutes exactly, it was your 20 minutes with two songs is not too bad to open
Right.
a show with.
So what was halfway to the moon your highlight?
No, it was not. But at 6 minutes, I'll take it. I mean, you're gonna get Page in there here and there. It's not my favoriteest Page tune, but um serviceable. There was a few songs I thought of this show that were serviceable, and then this was one of them. So
Right.
yeah.
I just, you know what? I hear it, and we should do a bit about this and make a sitcom intro with half the way to the moon and have it like a car driving into Duluth kind of thing and showing Duluth over on the side because that's where a sitcom in the '70s would have been set, was somewhere like Duluth or something like that.
Right, right,
Anyway,
right, right. It always makes me think of the Arthur theme, the if you get stuck between the moon and
right,
New York City. So like just the moon feels so yeah, that's yeah.
right.
Anyway,
Great movie, great movie.
great
So
movie.
46 days, I was like, all right, here we go. We're gonna get a
Mhm.
big fatty out of this, and they did not.
They did not.
Rock, I mean, it's
They did
tight,
not.
it's rock. I will always take that because it's an upbeat. It has a little umph to it, a little dirt to it.
It was a very interesting though 14 minutes here of two 7 minute songs that either one of them could have just been 14 minutes on its own sometimes and
Mm,
done its own thing, either one of them. It was kind of an odd thing to get two I hate to say micro jams, but two smaller jams out of two songs that usually bring it a little bit more. So again, it was kind of a weird first set. Like it opens strong with these back to back 9 minuters, and then you got halfway to the moon, and then I don't know, these two at 7 was weird, and then a 5-minute gumbo, which eh, did I mean, like, I don't know.
Never got
Another
their footing. They never got their footing back
and then
after
it's
the plasma.
is where I feel like they tried to go to find their footing, right? To try to, like, bring it like, find something in there, but I feel like that 3-song run was very weird. I mean, it was good, and at any moment it felt like it could explode and it could get somewhere and do something, but it was just a very, like you said, like, trudgery, like, you were just kind of, like, trudging through these songs, not really getting anything.
Right, greatest hits set, I think, but also we had the issue of
Yeah,
Trey not knowing what he wanted to do and nothing landing for him, I don't think.
yeah, is the wind. Like,
Right,
the wind threw off the
man,
game plan.
right, a 5-minute just don't even bother, man. Just
I
show of
know.
gumbo if you're just gonna come on.
It was a weird 5 minutes. That was a really weird. I mean, all 3 of them set 2 sevens and that 5 was really weird, and then yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, then Funky Bitch at 6, kind of again, that's where I
Always
felt like they
fun.
tried to just go to get safe and be like, "Okay, let's regroup."
Right, let's give Mike a song. Everyone complained about Maul last night. We'll give him a classic that we know everyone loves.
Right, the get down.
So, I like it. I like it. Roger is always beautiful, always well played, always welcome, but
Yep.
I still think the plasma was a better 9 minutes for me.
Yes, because it was a weird place to have the slow down song when you hadn't really gotten anywhere in the set anyway, yet. So, you finally got one song that kinda got the boogie going, and then you braked it again. So, I don't know, it was disjointed.
Right.
Haley's had opportunity too, but again, 7 minutes felt this was, I think
We're gonna call this set failure to launch, I
yeah,
think.
beautiful, perfect. It's good because even the gym, I mean, we'll talk about all 3 of these at once, I guess, because, like, they all kinda go together, but the Haleys never sort of started to take off grounded. Jim came in, you're like, "Sweet, Jim, this will be the set closer like Antelope was last night and really, like, bring the heat." It had some heat to it, but it didn't have longevity or, like, sustained jam to it. It was, like, shorter than the Haleys, and then it was nice to get a cavern because you needed something else to close out the set, so good on them to
Fake
do it.
encore. The fake
Yeah,
encore. He said
fake
thank
encore.
you after Jim.
And
Same
then
thing at
and
whatchamacallit,
then was
New
like, "You
Year's.
know what?
Didn't
We
you
got
look
we got
for
5
fun?
minutes.
Yeah,
We got
let's
5
throw a
minutes. Let's play
cavern
one
in."
more." Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
just don't know. I don't know what
See,
was
but
going
even
on
that
with
kept
that, but
at that even I think it was just one of those, I mean, you can say whatever, but it just felt like one of those faux pas sets. Like, again, like, you went out and the winds blow, like, the wind screws up your game, and so the game you were planning on having kinda got thrown out the window, and it just never felt like they got into that zone, and even at the end, Trey's like, "Hey, blah, blah, blah," and then like, "Oh, shit, we'll play another so it just felt like that. The whole thing just felt disjointed. So,
yeah. But there we are. It was,
there we
you
are.
know what? I'm glad that Fish is out there playing, and yeah, I feel like for all of that that we said about that first set, it was worth it because they fought through, and we ended up with a
So you
second
kind
set
of
that's
had a
great.
feeling that the second set was gonna be something, right? Like, you kinda just had a feeling that we're gonna
Yeah,
get some jams or, like,
right,
something. They're gonna figure it out at the break and come back with a little bit more, like, oomph in the tank,
right,
so and they did, because
exactly.
that's what they do.
So let's do some housekeeping real quick, then we'll get the second set. Make sure you like, subscribe. We'll be here tomorrow night and the next night. We're also going to do the member hangs. If you're a member, that's at set break. Next Wednesday, we're planning on having Scott Marks come back and kind of bookend the Mexico run with him again and go through all that. So let's get into the second set.
That'll be
Oh,
fun.
and find us on social media. Follow us there because we don't really post in any of the accounts, but
No, go join our Discord. It's quite fun. We watch
there you go.
shows,
Join the
we
Discord.
hang out, we message. There's a little after show after this show in the Discord hosted by a couple of our faves. So go join that.
Right. There we go. I feel
There we
like
go.
this second set is three distinct things. three distinct movements. And after my
Three
dealing with
distinct
my set
movements.
break, Everything's Right was not the song I wanted, but quickly, well, I don't want to say quickly. It was probably about 10 minutes into it. They finally broke free of what you normally get for Everything's Right and started to explore some new territory. And I was like, okay, they found it. They've got their footing now. They're ready to ride. And they did for a good part of the set.
When they do Everything's Right like that, it's what you want with that song, so to speak. Like when it's just kind of thrown in there and 10 minutes, 8 minutes, and you got the nanas and the like whatevers, and you're like, oh, okay, what this is how it's a proper Everything's Right. Like when you get the proper Everything's Right jamming it, and it was kind of an odd start to the set, like odd to get a 20-minute at the top like that to just kind of like, but that was them coming back from a shitty first set and being like, you know what, let's find our footing right off the bat and find this jam. And they crushed it. Like that's exactly what I like. And that's how I like Everything's Right. Like the Phoenix, Everything's Right. Like this was like in that, yes. And it
Right.
fucking had yeah. It was a great way to start the set.
Justin, it was set up this time where they did Everything's Right, played a little bit of a jam, finished the song, and then went back out.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like they have been doing with Chalk Dust in 21 and 22. But then it never went back to it into No Man's, and really nice transition. I feel like it was
Yeah,
fluid.
that's what I was gonna say. It was like the slow down and then the drop in was really nice. Like really, really worked. And another song that usually gets the treatment, 10 minutes, okay, shortened version of it, but it's still got a really good jam in the middle of it, like a really hefty jam that picked up
Compact but fierce.
where this one kind of led you into. Like it was fantastic. Like again, you started off this set with here's this jam for those of you that just like to like rage. Like here you go. Here's a great like fucking opening salvo of jam.
Yeah,
It's
exactly. A
fantastic.
solid half hour to open. And I think it set the plate for the next 40 minutes or so of the set with the 20 years later through Taste. 20 years later is a crapshoot. You either get something tonight, which is beautiful, and they push it and they find something new, or you get a real standard version. So you're hoping when they start, it's going to do that. And it didn't take long past the lyrics that they did decide to take it out there and start to get to some weird places. I mean, somebody mentioned in Split Open and Melt, Funky Chris did. My thoughts exactly. I was like, they're breaking it down, they're disjointed, and I love that.
Yep. Well, yeah, you got your total breakdown, your bleeps and bloops, your crazy page go like it was that awesome jam of like the beat like you got into all of that, and then you got that sweet slowdown transition again into a Piper, which I mean, we say it all the time. I'm sick of saying it, but like that was a proper place for a slow intro into Piper. Like you really could have teased that out a little
If
bit and
you don't
gone
do
back
it there,
out
you're
of it.
not doing it. You're never doing it
Ever. I
again.
know, but like what a perfect place for it right there, right? Like to come into it and then break back out of it and like do your thing and then kind of slow back in. But man, he just loves to jump into those fucking lyrics so quickly now. It's just man, it's like do by right. And you're like, oh
Do you think
damn,
someone
we're in
has
a
to
song.
remind him? Someone has to sit him down and say, dude, do you remember?
That you can like you can stretch that intro out. You can like really have fun with exploring the beginning of that song and then like let it grow.
Right.
Literally.
But
So
but
I don't know.
Piper has been, you know, it's been an 8-9 minute thing. It hasn't gotten out there since really 2.0. This one I think rivals SPAC. Might even be better even without the intro,
It was
slow build,
phenomenal. Highlight
because
of the show.
what you got so many places.
Yeah, everywhere. All over. And like two great rising, peaky, blissful jams with the sandwich in the middle of like breaking it down and building that bridge from one to the other. And man, like that thing just that was a highlight. Like, you know, when you talk about shows and like what songs to re-listen to from a show, this is that song from this show. Like actually this whole second set up through this into the taste is worth that like that full
Mhm.
listen through. To me, you can probably start like the shade, the wedge, and the zero are okay. Like it's whatever to close it out. But the up this Piper into even the taste, and the taste at 6 minutes is fantastic. But this Piper is the perfect cherry on top of the three songs before it. And it was like a spectacular 4 song run, 5 song run in this set.
Right. The Piper was a nice Norwegian wood jam, went
Mhm.
into some Allman Brothersy spaces, but also it got dark. I feel
Yeah.
like, when I say something like it broke new ground, I guess I'm saying for that song sometimes because they've
Mhm.
visited these spaces before, but I can't say I've ever heard since we've introduced some of this stuff it finding its home in Piper for a night.
Yeah. Yeah. Not one that's
So,
got that's got that. I mean, there's ones we've heard that break down a little bit more and get a little bit more like the 20 years later sort of breakdowns in them and do certain, and do some of those things a little bit more and a little bit heavier. But again, it's in a compact version of that. I feel like it's like in a 12 to 15
mhm.
minute version maybe at the most, but this one you got really a solid both ends. Like I felt like on both sides of it, and then everything in the middle too was just it was so good. It was like yeah, I can't wait to re-listen to it tomorrow.
Right, and landing in Taste. Taste has, been getting a lot of love lately. I think they
Yeah.
did it at Dick's the last night, so or no, they did it at New Year's. Didn't they do it New
Yeah.
Year's?
It's a
I
proper
think on
song.
New
I
Year's
feel
Eve.
like it's one of those out of jam songs. You know what I mean? Like it's a good,
Mhm.
safe landing song out of jams to get a transitional song and also a good song to come into out of a jam or like out of jam vehicles to get into. So I'm fine with it there. And like I said, it did its job really well. Like it kind of back ended this whole run of songs. So
Yeah, but
I liked it.
I feel like Trey was psyched to go into Taste, but then it just wasn't it, and we ended up with the 4th quarter problem that we get a lot of the
Yeah.
times. The Taste was dropped at 6 minutes, then Shade, of course, you gotta do a ballad, so
Right.
you do the Shade, but then a completely strange choice in my mind to throw a wedge next.
And the second to last in the penultimate spot of this, like it's a very odd place for the wedge. Like you would have thought, yeah, that could have almost gone where Taste was, or definitely could have gone where Shade was. But to get it there to like pick to try and get the funk back and pick it back up to drop into zero, it was a very weird. Yeah.
Right, and the wedge is in A, which I guess they did recently at some point. The wedge was done in A.
Hmm.
So, that's why tonight's show is brought to you by the Key of A. Um, did you catch it 0? Trey said
Yeah.
that song was
Yeah.
played in the Key of A. That was funny.
That was
0 is a
funny.
great closer. People can
Yeah.
poo-poo on it all they want, but you were
We
only
talked
getting a
about it.
short song there. What else would you have gotten? A Golgi or a Susie? I know people love them, but
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it all the time. You want that rocker to close, like it does its job. It's fine, especially in a show like this where you needed something to get you back into that feeling of what you felt in the beginning of the set and the first 4 or 5 songs of this set. So it did its job. The zero is a fun way to go out.
right. I am not in 4.0. I feel like Hood ends up in the encore spot a lot. Sci-Fi Soldiers Night they did Atlantic City the first year. It ended up as an encore, I believe. I don't know. I what I fear happening is like Slave is an encore. Hood's an encore. All of a sudden, something like Bowie is always an encore, and all the composed old songs just end up being, oh, you hung
One
around for the
horse.
whole show. You're going to get one of the ones you loved when you were a kid.
I uh I agree. I like Hood inside the set. I just feel like it's safer inside the set. Like I feel safer with it inside the set. I don't like it when it's an outside the set song unless it's got something else around it. Usually Hood is a good double encore song and I don't mind it in that position. But when it's the only song that you get, it's I don't know. Again, it's like we said with Zero. Like I don't know. We talk about encores a lot and what you want, and I'm surprised you didn't get a double encore tonight. Like for I don't know. I feel like Mexico should always get more, right? It should be like bonus time, like more bonuses. Like you're down here.
I
Like
mean, they were at 80 minutes or
I
so
know,
when they went
I know.
into.
It felt longer tonight because we were like even late getting in. So I get it, but it just felt like it should have something else in there. I love Hood, so I'm never gonna complain about it. Like the song is so fucking beautiful, and this one again, like I mean, Hood is always good though, right? Like it's like
Right.
you're always getting a good Hood. It's like rare that you come on, and you're like, oh man, that Hood sucked. Like it's always a great song. It's always
You
beautiful. It
always
always
feel
does its
good.
job. So
Always feel good.
always feel good. So if you have to have an encore with it, and that's the way you leave a show, I think it kind of fit in tonight's show anyway, but I like it inside my set. Like I just feel safer with Hood in my set.
Yeah. So some really beautiful moments tonight there. I
That
will
Piper.
say that.
That Piper.
Tomorrow, I'm guessing we're gonna get. It seems like I don't know. They're playing a Friday and a Saturday, so that's
It's weird, right? Like it's always weird. I feel like when that happens, that you're not getting the Sunday and it's like the Friday, Saturday. So what's tomorrow? Like, I don't know. Yes. Tomorrow night, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it though. I think the next 2 nights will be very fun and very party oriented.
Are we getting a tweezer?
I don't see why not.
Well, over any 4-show run of PHiSH, if they start from 0 like this, there's a 1 in 6 chance that a tweezer won't be played statistically. I did math earlier.
Statistically, huh? A 1 in 6 that it won't be played. So you're
Yes,
saying
1
we're
in
not
6
going to?
Yeah, so I'm saying, well,
not?
a couple years ago, I think 2 years ago in Mexico, they didn't do a tweezer over the 4 nights. So we'll see.
I don't know.
I think they're going to do a tweezer tomorrow night. I think they'll open the second set with it and just throw down, and we're going to get like a huge half-hour tweezer to open the set.
Because like Mike says, tweezer Saturday night, but tomorrow night kind of is the Saturday night show, so it feels like it would be tomorrow night, right? Like yes, it's Friday, but it is kind of the Saturday show. So
because
yes.
the Saturday show starts at 6.
It's an early one.
Yeah. So all right, we'll be back tomorrow. Leave us comments if you want down in the comments if you're watching this later. Everybody who's watching this live, thank you so much. We really do.
Hey, go hanging with Marvin on the Discord. Go join the guys and hanging with Marvin.
The link's in the show notes. We'll see you.
There you go.